So freedom of press sounds beautiful, no? Until that same freedom becomes a shield for racism. A Norwegian newspaper recently used an old colonial image of India, a snake charmer, in 2026. For a country building digital public infrastructure for billions, landing on the moon, running one of the fastest growing major economies on earth. Really? And this is where people get confused because the issue is not criticism. Every democracy should face criticism. The issue is, would they dare to do this to China? Think carefully. When China rises, the West writes fear pieces. When India rises, some parts of Western media still use colonial stereotypes because somewhere deep down, many still cannot process one thing. India is no longer the country they mentally froze in 1950. And the hypocrisy, painfully obvious. America invaded Iraq over weapons of mass destruction. No weapons were found. Hundreds of thousands died. Did major Western newspapers draw racist cartoons of American leaders with cowboy caricatures destroying the Middle East? No. When Hiroshima and Nagasaki happened, the narrative became necessary evil. When Libya collapsed, when Afghanistan burned for 20 years, suddenly complex geopolitical situations. But when India asserts itself, lecture on democracy begins immediately. Interesting. Of course, Norway is a founding member of NATO. Now listen carefully. This is not even about Norway alone. This is about a larger Western establishment still struggling to accept that power is shifting. Look at China. America spent years putting tariffs, sanctions, chip bans. And then what happened? US CEOs flew to Beijing. Still, Tim Cook, Elon Musk, Jensen Huang. Why? Because ideology is loud, but supply chains are louder. China became too economically powerful to isolate. The same world that lectures China still depends on Chinese factories, rare earths, batteries, semiconductors. That is hard power. And India is slowly entering the same phase. That is why the frustration exists. People online talk as if democracy means Western media can insult whosoever they want, and everyone else should quietly tolerate it. No. Freedom of press is not freedom from accountability. Democracy is not a license for civilizational arrogance. And maybe that's the real story here, not the cartoon. But the panic underneath is because the first time in the centuries, countries like India are no longer asking for a seat at the table. They are building their own table. Accept the reality and go with the change. Follow for more such geopolitical updates and subscribe on YouTube.